What's up, guys? So Cassie wants me to make some of these boxes, so I figured I'd put it on here, make a little video, maybe post it, maybe not. You see my garage is a mess. Got lots of wood over here. Just gonna make some wood boxes. Cassie wants for like centerpieces, like on the table or whatever, kind of rustic deal. So we're gonna get started on that. Alright, so make some space here. So let's see, we got 2 pieces there. Let's see, I'm just trying to figure this out as we go, so let's see what I got going on. I got lots of extra stuff around that I might be able to put this thing together with. I actually probably won't use these two. Probably get rid of those ones. So this one's kind of wide. They're about the same length. Yeah. So about. Looks like we're gonna have to cut. See if we can't find a different one. It's a little better lengthwise. See if it matches up. It's pretty close. Yeah, it's pretty close. Okay. So I learned the hard way a couple weeks ago when I was sanding all these pieces on that door that if you don't cover your nose and mouth when you're sanding this stuff, you will be regretting it, because you get all that stuff up in there and then it makes you sick, because then it gets all in your lungs, and then your body thinks that it's like bacteria and junk, and then it makes you miserable and sick. So
you guys probably most likely, I mean, if you're becoming an avid woodworker slash DIY or whatever you are, you may have one of these belt sanders, stationary belt sandals. I got this stationary belt sander. It's a Craftsman 6-inch disbander. It's got the belt, and then it's got this guy over here too. Disc. You can see it's been used there. It's a 4-inch. I got this thing at the thrift store, and I love it. I spent, I think, like 25 bucks. One of the best investments I ever made. So we got, looks like we got our we got 3 pieces here. I might have to cut a couple of these to length. Let's turn this thing down. Okay, let's just see if we're at, yeah, those are at length, so those are together. Let's see how those match up to that. Yeah, it's pretty perfect. We don't want it to be absolutely perfect, because then again, it's not a perfect kind of thing. We want it to, you know, have that good solid feel to it. So I mean, I'm gonna put this thing together. I'm gonna use air staples or an air gun. So I just use this small 6-gallon pancake compressor. It might get a little loud for a minute. And then, yeah, so this is like a 2-in-1 nailer braider. I'm a pretty cheap guy, so I get I have a lot of Central Pneumatic stuff, which is from Harbor Freight. If they have Harbor Freight where you are, Harbor Freight, I mean, the thing with Harbor Freight is you can get some good stuff that'll last a long time. Sometimes you get, you know, it's one of those old, you know, the old saying, you get what you pay for. So, I mean, I had this Porter cable. I got this one too, the Porter cable, which is you know, it's a higher end brand. Works good. I use both. It just depends. Like I keep I keep the staples in this one. This one I just keep the small braids in. Just depends on what I'm using, but I have both. Today we're just gonna use this the stapler. Ugh. So again, we're gonna be safety conscious. I'm gonna put on these safety goggles just in case, because when you're using this thing, you never know if you're gonna hit a knot or you hit a piece of that those nails, those old nails that are in there. You don't know what you're gonna run into. So just want to be safe. So I'm gonna actually I'm gonna turn this guy sideways, put him in here, I'm gonna line him up. Three solid ones in there. I'll go, this is a pretty good space in there. So we'll go 3 there, 2, 3, we'll go 1 more right here. So again, this thing's not gonna, it's all this is a completely decorative thing. It's not like it's, it doesn't need to hold a lot of weight or anything like that. It's just completely decorative. So, simple. Last thing will be is I'm gonna put in I'm gonna cut a piece to fit in here, and then we'll sand the edges there. So I mean, you could also, again, I mean, depending on how much time you have, what you want to do, you could also you could use wood glue to glue those in there, help fill in like those cracks or whatever. It just depends on what kind of quality work you're doing, or what you're trying to what you're doing the work for. This is completely just, the wife was like, hey, can you make one of these boxes for me? And I was like, yeah, sure, I can go whip that thing together for you, no problem. So, not that my wife doesn't deserve good quality, because she does, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'll do what I can, and quick as I can. So, so again, I got some scraps over there. So we're gonna cut this thing to size. So yeah, again, I'm sure for any of you avid craftsmen, woodworkers, you'll probably measure it out, do a lot of stuff that a lot more technique to it. Me, I'm pretty basic. I'm not by no means am I a professional. So yeah, so you can see there, I just marked my line. Now I'm just gonna make a cut with my miter saw, my Ryobi miter saw. So then, let's see. So I'm just gonna take a little bit less off there, just a tiny bit. So like half a blade's length. See what we got. Oh, it's still a little tight. No, actually, that's pretty good. So now I got that. Okay, so that's flush in there. All right, so I could leave this here. I'm not really sure if I like it, right? I could just leave that there and give it a little something something. Let's take a look. Let's do another one and see what we think about that one. Okay, that one's gonna stick out a lot further. So let's see what else I got over here. Again, I got a lot of scraps, which some people throw anything past a certain thing. Like this looks kind of junky, right? Like it's like, but I keep those scraps just because of this something like this right here, like where the wife wants me to build something small, and I'm like, yeah, let me look at my scraps. That way I gotta cut into a whole piece just to, get what I want. I'm not sure about that one. Let's see what else we got over here.
not seeing anything, so I might have to just cut. Oh, what's that? What's that? What's that? Let's see that guy. Yeah, see, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna sit a lot taller than that one, so then I'm gonna have to cut it down. And if I do that, it's not wide enough, which is fine. So we'll just use that. Let's use this guy right here. So we got this guy. Which actually, I might be able to match these up. Let's see. Yeah, that'll fit in there. See, in this situation, now all I have to do is cut this piece to that piece. Right? So now again, I'm sure there's lots of ways. What do I just do with my pen? It's one of my worst. Oh, there it is. I need to get a Sharpie. So I got my line there. I'm just gonna cut that sucker down. Well, that's cool. Just came off there. Let's see what we got going on here. Alright. So now we are pretty much matched up. Let's see what we got going on. All right. So, yeah, it's a little off. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I have to deal with the old lady. So, because I have to deal with the old lady, there is some degree of perfection that I need to have. Again, meaning it needs to be good enough that I don't get yelled at for making it or giving her something that wasn't what she wanted. So yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good to me. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do real quick is, again, I'm gonna sand these couple pieces down a little bit, just to not have that roughness. All right. So now let's see what we got going on. Okay. Try putting this guy down here. I'll switch it up and see what it looks like. Okay, I think that's pretty solid. Try this guy in here. Oh, that one's a lot shorter. Well, that's a good thing though. Okay. All right, we're gonna secure this box here. We're going to do like that. Make sure it's as straight edge as possible. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Give it an edge. Give it some pressure. This time I might actually go with 3 of them, just to hold it tight. Yep, and then we can even go from the bottom here. Just want to make sure you hit the middle of the wood. Make sure it's lined up, because if not, if you miss, then you're gonna have a staple sticking through. Trust me, I've done it plenty of times. Then you gotta do an extra step of pulling that thing out. Okay. So now let's go to the next one, right there. Okay, solidly lined up. Okay, put some pressure on it. Make sure it's lined up. Yep, that's good. Make sure this one's lined up right there. Yeah, that's good. It's good, it's good. Okay. So now I got a nice box, right? So I'm gonna take this guy. Same thing I'm gonna do, try to get this whole edge to some degree of smoothness.